It's a Rode podcaster mic. Speaking of that, I've made the decision, and if some of you follow me on Patreon, I'm going to be purchasing a new camera for vlogging. Very excited, but it's going to be expensive. So today, you're waiting for my advice. Okay, you like the title because I don't approach women for that reason. Awesome. Well, the title came from Don Miguel Ruiz. Okay, and I'll put the link in the description box later, but it's about being, the first of the 4 agreements is called be impeccable to your word. I'm going to get to that later. I switched up the order a little bit because to me, I'd rather have it be simple for you guys to understand than more difficult. Oh shoot, I just realized I forgot to turn my phone on again. If anybody wants to call, give me a sec here. Shoot. Let's see. Call. All right, there we go. Yes, if you want to call me, you can call right now live. It's only good during this live stream, but here we go. Anyway, so yes, you can call me if you'd like. I'm going to go back to talking about the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. The first is be impeccable to your word. The second, which I discussed yesterday, is don't take anything personally. Even though I didn't take it personally when that guy the troll called in and acted like he really gave a shit about where to take a cougar on a date when he basically ended the call by saying, I really want to fuck you, which is like such a loser thing to do, Mr. Troll. But I didn't take it personally because I don't give a shit about that troll. Now the third agreement is what I'm talking about today, which is do not make assumptions. Don't assume anything. As my mom said, if you assume something, you make an ass out of you and me. Anyway, and the last one is always do your best. So, okay, I'm going to get to all the other agreements at some point during these live streams, but I thought today would be a great day to talk about why you should not assume anything. For example, I was talking to a guy the other day who said, by the way, you know I do live coaching on my website, and I'm going to put that here. KarenLee Potter. Oops, I spelled my name wrong. KarenLee Potter. I still haven't figured out how to pin this to the top. Maybe this is it. Oh, oops, no. I think there's a way I can pin this to the top, but I always forget what to do. Okay, so hi Sadeep and okay, I'm going to go back to in low-key greetings to all. Okay, so we're talking about why not to assume anything. And I was talking to this guy the other day who said, I know women, all you guys care about is looks. And I would give up all my personality if I could just be good looking. And that's a huge assumption. Assuming that the only thing that women care about is looks. Because looks, believe it or not, fade. And you're stuck with someone who doesn't have a great personality. So to me, I would much rather have someone who's got a great personality, who's got great character, who's a super nice person, who I can trust, who's funny as fuck, and all those things are much more important to me than being with someone who's good looking, who has nothing else going on. Because a lot of time, and no, Tim, it's not about money either. Don't assume that, because you're making an ass out of you and me. A lot of times, basically, if you want to have a good time, you're going to want to be with someone who entertains you. You're not going to care about if the guy is, drop dead with a 6-pack. And it's not about money either, because believe me, I've had friends of mine who dated guys just for money, and it is so boring, and it makes you so depressed to have to be like this escort to some guy who's got a shit ton of money, but he's really, really all about himself, and he's boring, and he's old, and it's disgusting. Hi, Jonathan. I'm fine. Okay. So see how Jester's saying an example of the good-looking woman with the not-so-great-looking man would be Jay-Z and Beyonce. I guess it depends on if you think Jay-Z is good-looking or not. It's irrelevant. The point is that, I'm sure that beauty goes way beyond skin deep when that, and hopefully that's a great marriage, but who the hell knows, because I'm not assuming anything. Hi Ron, how are you? Hi Super Chatter Ron. Okay, so back to my assumptions. It's really, really important that you can embody the do not assume thing in everything, besides that you assume that women want this, this, and this, but it's also, maybe you're in your job and you assume that your boss doesn't like you for whatever reason. And then you find out later on that your boss was just having a bad day. There's so much stuff going on besides what you see on the outside, that it's way better that if you have an assumption and it's about yourself and about the way someone perceives you, you should go up to the person and ask questions like, hey, man, you got a problem with me? And then it could be like, no, man, I was just having a bad day. You know what I mean? So assumptions are just, like I said, make an ass out of you and me. Andy, is it okay to smell women's panties and jack off to the panties? I'm going to make an assumption that did not have anything to do with what we were talking about. And Jonathan, how can I ask a girlfriend about anal sex? Okay. Kay Smitty, good morning. Okay. Basically, that's what I have to say about assumptions. Would anybody like to chime in? I assume that because I'm young and fit, older women will always say yes. I assume that I drive them crazy. Again, I don't know if that's 100% true. Not all women are going to go after you because of your looks. I'm pretty sure you're going to have a lot more going on than that, because there's a lot of good-looking younger guys. It's the older guys that, they let themselves go and they don't give a shit about, how big their gut is and that kind of stuff. Those guys better have their personality going. But younger guys, there's a lot of you guys out there that have six pack and take care of themselves. So you have to stand out amongst the crowd if you want an older woman. You have to have something else besides your good looks to go on, and your six packs and whatever. By the way, how about if we call this group of people that meet with me every day, and I hope that you're joining now for the first time, and you're going to be a member of KarenLee's crew. Do you guys like that? KarenLee's crew, but crew spelling KarenLee. K-R-E-W. What do you think, guys? You like it? All right. Bryson says, I go by this. A woman that is pretty will get me in the front door, but if she's interesting, she will make me stay. I guess that's exactly it. That's why I think that you can assume. You can assume that somebody has to have both in order for you to stay interested, but it's mostly what I'm talking about is how you can't assume anything about anybody else unless you ask them questions and find out where they're at. And even then, you don't need to take everything that they're saying personally, which was agreement number 2. Iceman, what you find attractive could be anything, but there are more objectively attractive guys or girls, for instance. Why should we deny ourselves those basic impulses of pleasure? Agreed. Just, like a lot of my friends, when The Sopranos were on, were so attracted to Tony Soprano. I mean, conventionally, he was not good looking. He was overweight and balding and everything that, he wasn't any Brad Pitt. He wasn't any Channing Tatum. My point being, it's way more than just what's on the surface. Andy, you're going to start hating these broadcasts. Please stay away from the hating. I just found out from Stepanka. I don't know if you've ever seen any of her stuff on YouTube. She's great. She's like a little cougarette. She's got so much confidence, and for a young girl in her 20s, I was just like, wow, this girl. She is very, she's a good businesswoman, the way she operates, and I like her style. So check out Stepanka. But I found out today on her Patreon page, which I just joined her Patreon page. And if you guys have not had a chance to join mine, I really would love you as my Patreon. It would help me a lot. I want to buy new camera equipment, and there you go. Anyway, but what Stepanka was saying was that apparently YouTube had a lot of haters that were advertisers pulled out a lot of YouTube's because these ads were being placed on YouTube hate channels and things like that. And so all of us YouTubers are really suffering monetarily because that no one wants to advertise right now on YouTube. So that being said, I could use your help on Patreon. Ex-gamer, can you tell me a hot blonde porn star? Good question. Not off the top of my head. Hello, Mr. Piper Brain. Hello, Corey. Kay Smitty, good point. You're a great dancer. Also, that another great way to win women's heart is to have grab your balls and go and ask a girl to dance. Even if you're a shitty dancer, they're gonna like really want to be with you more than the ones that are afraid to say anything, because you're assuming they're gonna make fun of you if you don't know how to dance. Don't assume that. I make the assumption that complimenting a woman as soon as I meet her works. How Blair are you? Not 100% sure that you need to compliment her right away, because she may feel like you're not being sincere. I would just start a conversation with her, get to know her before you compliment her. And also, I think I, as a woman, would rather have a compliment on what I'm talking about or thinking than just about looks. That's just mine. How do I find that girl broadcast? Is she on my page? Her name is, I'm going to put it right here, Stepanka. It's not Erica Lauren. I don't know, maybe that. Karen, our advertising on hate channels. I missed that. From what I heard, that there's some rumor, and I heard this on Stepanka, that she said that, and I've seen the same thing happen on my revenue stream, which is not that great to begin with, but it went down even further in the last week or two. That there's some problems with YouTube and monetization because of these apparently advertisers that found out that some of their ads are being placed on hate YouTube channels. I'm not sure who Erica Lauren is. Bryson, I love it when a woman explains in detail what she loves to do. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Bryson. Complimenting her on what she likes to do. Compliment on her on what her passions are. Compliment her on how she listens to you and you really feel connected to her. That's way more important than saying, hey, you're really hot. Because she's probably heard that 10 million times. What is my favorite porn star? I love how ADD this channel is. How do we get from assumptions to porn stars? Well, my favorite porn star, and I've spoken about this a while, and by the way, I haven't forgotten about my Brianna Banks interviews. They're phenomenal, and I'm editing them, and they will be out soon. Again, if you turn on your post notifications right here on YouTube, if there's a little bell next to subscribe, of course you are all subscribers, right? Yay! And you all gave me likes on this video. Yay! That means you like the video, not just a thumbs up here. But if you put the notifications on, you'll hear about when I have this video that's going to be out where Brianna Banks talks to me about the industry, and specifically she talks about penis size. I got her to answer all the questions that people in KarenLee's crew, you guys, have asked me to ask her. So you're going to find out about how she deep throats, how she talks about anal, she talks about certain guys in the industry, how she mentors younger girls in the industry, why she took a break, her childhood. Really cool girl, by the way. Okay, Jonathan, how tell my girlfriend about how many women I've slept with? Yeah, I feel like unless asked, don't tell. You don't need to talk about like, oh, guess what? I slept with 500 girls, because it kind of doesn't make her feel special. But if you're in a relationship and you want to know certain things, like I've definitely had that discussion with my boyfriend. We've talked about how many guys I slept with, and he talked about how many women he slept with. And sometimes I think it's a turn on because he slept with a lot more women than I've slept with men. That to me, that means that, somehow these women found him attractive too. But it also is just a way to develop trust and to know that, maybe he's sown his wild oats and vice versa. Corey's saying, compliment the internal. Most women hear men's compliments 1 million times. Exactly, Corey. Highway, Nina knows her. Yes, I know Nina Harley. And ex-gamer, do not care. And here we go. Uh-oh, where is he? Where is Pet Cat Willie? I had to hide Pet Cat Willie. I'll be right back. And he's back from outer space. Petcock Willie. That's because ex-gamer told me how big his dick is. Petcock Willie comes out to say, I don't care. It's not about size that matters. It's how you use it. Okay. We went a couple episodes, I think. I think we've gone a couple live streams without anybody bringing up penis size. Maybe at least one. Again, don't assume, ex-gamer, that I want to know about your penis size. I don't. And neither does Brianna Banks, by the way. She also said, I'll give you a little... by the way, if you follow me on Instagram, again, my name KarenLee Potter on Instagram, there is going to be a little, like 30-second blurb of my interview with her talking about penis size. That's Brianna Banks, XXX. She's in the MILF Cougar genre, although she's only 38. She's not like over the hill by any means. What I mean over the hill, meaning, she's not in her 40s and 50s like me and Nina Hartley. Twice, I don't know what we're talking about here when you said Nina knows Erica Lauren. I don't know who Erica Lauren is. Is she a porn star? Whatever. My God, how often do I use it? Victor, are you referring to Petcock Willie? I don't use it at all. It's a paperweight. Petcock Willie, this is Petcock Willie. I got it from the girls at the Sexual Health Convention. They make soaps out of this, and I got to choose this one because it's a golden cock and it makes me laugh. But I don't use this. This is not a vibrator. As you can see, these are like glued on little eyeballs, and they probably come off or something if they were used. So this is just my little way to show you that it's like the Gong Show. Whenever I hear someone talk about penis size, I bring out Petcock Willie. What makes a cougar or any other person comfortable in their feminist side? I don't know. I think that it comes a cougar, a confident, older, unique, genuine, assertive, and racy woman, such as myself, and any person that has those qualities. I think that it inherently means that we are feminists and we believe that women have equal rights to men, and we feel that we are able to speak our minds, and we have a brain, and we're beyond everything else. Nemo says pussy size is interesting too. Tim Parsons, you have a suggestion at the end of the show. Tim, super chat me and let me know what that is. And by the way, if you guys want to support me on Super Chat, I'd love it. I get all excited and I give you shout outs. It's that little dollar sign. If you're on a desktop or on a Samsung, you can Super Chat me. And I will answer your questions first. And I will give you shout outs. And I will love you forever. When girls get horny, do their vagina depth increases? Common man, I have never heard that. I don't think so. I think it might feel like that because when girls get horny, they get lubricated, and the lubricate would make maybe your dick slide in more. That's all I can come up with. But again, I am not a gynecologist, so I don't know. Do I support prostitution? Do I support it? Meaning, do I feel like it should be legalized? Yes, I definitely feel it should be legalized, regulated the way it is in Australia. It's safer for girls in the working industry, and I believe that there is, if girls want to do that and want to make money that way, and there's a need for it, just like a massage, I don't see that anybody should be judging anybody and making legal assumptions about what goes on. It's personal choice. Okay, so CR Jester is explaining that, yes, maybe their clits will get bigger and harder when they're horny. Okay, I am concerned about, I am wondering what Tim's suggestion is at the end of the show. What do you guys think about my idea about calling this group of people who's joined me every day for a long time KarenLee's crew? You like it? Also, let me know if there's anything that you want to discuss. What's the difference between a MILF and a cougar? I never liked the term MILF. I just think, again, I don't like to be thought of as a mother I like to fuck. I like cougar because of the way I described it, as like this confident older woman who knows what she wants and is not afraid to go out and get it. So that's my difference. So I also, for whatever reason, I don't know why, I think of MILF as a younger person. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's just my perception. What do you think of it, Common Man? Hi, Jove, and the little monkey. Well, anyway, what else can we talk about in terms of that third agreement? And if you haven't read the book is called The Four Agreements, and the first part of it is really where he talks about the four agreements. And I will have the link in the box below here on YouTube, so you can buy it with that link on Amazon. And I think it'll change people's lives, because it basically is everything I believe in, that we are all, we are able to have free control of our destiny, and we shouldn't allow society and people's judgments to affect us. And that's basically why I believe in these four agreements so much. How do you tell a woman that I like to wear women's clothes? How do I tell a woman that I like to wear women's clothes and I'm a submissive? Once you're in a relationship with someone, I think you should be open and honest and tell her exactly what you like. And hopefully she will know that, and so hopefully you can trust her enough to know that she won't make fun of you, and she'll understand your needs to do this, because that's your thing. And I wouldn't be with someone who wasn't understanding of that. If you call yourself a submissive, and you want to be with someone who dominates you, then go after that person, or go after someone who's willing to try those things. Because sometimes you might want to be submissive, and sometimes you want to be dominant. It's up to you. I've changed a lot in my thinking. I used to think that was like very weird, because my friend was dating someone who wanted to get into her pink underpants, and I thought, oh, that's weird. But I was assuming things, that's his thing. They got off on it. Who cares? Whatever. I'm not going to yuck at anybody's yum. You can be a whoa man anytime. Whoa man. Okay. See our gesture, Karen. Have you ever heard of a DILF? A dad I'd like to fuck. If so, what do you think of that? Yeah, why not? I think that older men are just as sexy as older women. It's all what's inside. And you could be a DILF, you could be a GILF, a grandpa I like to fuck. You know what? Labels are just labels. They're not anything more than that. And that's back to the assumptions. Can't assume anything. Because I'm much more than a cougar. I'm a human being that has a lot more going on than just being, someone who is labeled as something. I label myself as a cougar because I've renamed the cougar. That I just said before, the confident, older, unique, genuine, assertive, and racy woman. Jonathan, do I think the legalization of prostitution in the United States should be regulated? Yes, that's what I was referring to. I do think it should be. I think it should be regulated in the sense that I think, if they're going to be brothels in this United States, like they have in Nevada, that they should have, be tested, they should have medical attention. Everybody should be safe. Otherwise, it can promote a lot of diseases if you're doing everything illegally and covertly. I'm very pro choice. Did you hear that? That's my little Minnie Mouse. What do you think about fucking bareback? I think it's fine. What do you mean fucking? Oh, bareback, meaning no condom? No. Only if you and your partner have been tested and you're monogamous. But I don't think it's a good idea at all. Especially if you don't want to have any unwanted children. Don't believe any girl who tells you she's on the pill, or that she has an IUD, or any of the other crap. You have to be a responsible adult, and you need to take care of your house, and not wanting to bring more children into the house just because of a moments of pleasure. So I say, no glove, no love. What do you say? Jonathan, I know it might be more pleasurable, but it ain't going to be pleasurable when you have to support another human being, or if you get an STD, or if you get something worse like AIDS, which is life-threatening, or some of these other diseases that are like herpes, which lasts forever. Although, even if you wear a condom, you could still get herpes. What do you think about all that, guys? We're almost at a time limit here. Let's see. What's your take on watching porn with your partner? Nemo asks. I think it's wonderful. I think it's exciting, and I think you can have a lot of fun with that. I've done it, and I like doing it. I don't do it that often because I don't think you'd want to do anything all the time, but it's fun. What do you think, Common Man? Do you like watching porn with your partner? You can be my wingman anytime. Bullshit, you can be mine. Yeah, I'll be your wingman, Iceman. What super chat? Tim, if you look at the bottom of this chat, I don't know if you're on a phone or on a computer, or if you're on a computer or a Samsung. And you go all the way, scroll to the bottom of the chat, there's a little $sign, and you can super chat me, which means you could donate $1 or $2 or 10 or 20 or whatever you want. And I will be very grateful because I'm trying to purchase new equipment, and it's hard to do that on a YouTube budget, which is not very much, believe it or not. I just reached 18,000 subscribers yesterday. Thank you very much for anyone that's part of that. If you guys subscribed, and I hope you did already, it made my day. I was doing like a $18,000 dance, yay. So yeah, I was very excited. Karen, what do you think about these sex doll brothels they are setting up in other countries? Men are going to be paying to have sex with these dolls, and they will be cleaned and reused each time. If that's what men want, I have no problem with it, as long as it's clean. And also, you can't get those sex dolls pregnant. I want to find out more about it, though, CR Gesture. I'm definitely interested in hearing more about that. Jonathan, if you've both been tested and you trust this person, that's your choice. I mean, I don't know your relationship. I can't tell you to go bareback with someone that I don't know anything about. It's up to you. And if I say go ahead and trust her that she's not having sex with anybody else, and then you find out you got a disease and she wasn't being honest, that would make me feel terrible. So I can't tell you anything more than you really need to trust the person in order to be in that. But, you know, I trust my boyfriend. We don't use condoms. We haven't used condoms for years because he's been tested and I've been tested, and we're living together and we're monogamous. That doesn't mean that everybody should trust their partner because, you know, there's a lot of people that aren't very honest out there, which is going back to a couple episodes ago about cheating. Which type of porn do you like, hardcore or softcore? Good question. I like more like realistic, and obviously it's not realistic, but I do like more realistic porn. Like I told everybody before, I like the casting couch because I feel like, Tim, thank you. Yahoo! Super chat dance. Yay, thank you, Tim. That was very sweet. Tim Parsons gets a shout out for super chatting me. That was very, very sweet. And Tim, I will answer your questions first. Common man. And I wanted to thank you, Karen, for your advice. As I asked you about not having sex with my girlfriend for 6 months, your advice worked. Had a wonderful evening yesterday. That makes my day. What happened, Common man? What happened? You had a discussion with her? Talking always is the best thing. It is such a turn on to be able to speak to your person that you're with about anything, whether it be sex or any other, you know, thing that's bothering you. What about, oh, there goes my dog Gus, and he's about to say, he's letting me know that it's time to end this live stream. Although I'm having such a good time today, and I just got Tim's super chat that I want to keep going. If you want to super chat me, feel free, because that is awesome. I am interested to hear what your ideas are, Tim, so go for it, because we are at the end of the chat. CR Jester said he wouldn't pay for that, and reusing them between other dudes. I would really want to trust you don't get STDs other guys have. It is kind of gross. I mean, it's just like I'm thinking, I don't know if I was a guy, if I would be able to have sex with some plastic doll and know that someone else just had sex with it. Why don't you just either get a fleshlight or, better yet, find a real person to have sex with. Matthew London, is this live? Yes, you're live right now, Matthew. We're about to end the live stream though, and thank you for joining us. If you are watching this later and you've stuck all the way through to the end, which is great, make sure that you like this video and share it with your friends and comment on it. I want to hear what you guys think about assumptions. Don't assume anything, but if you feel like you have something to add, I would love to hear it. Do I know something about snowballing? No, let me know what that is. Common man, yeah, we had a talk and it turned out she wanted to do it too. So the talk worked out, thank you. Common man, that's why we don't assume anything. you are assuming maybe that this girl didn't want sex because you just assumed. But then when you had a talk, you found out she wanted it too. And you guys had sex. And it's awesome. And the world is a better place. Anyway, I hope everybody had a good time today. Make sure to like this video and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can be part of this. Oh, your suggestion is for a Shure microphone. It's awesome. Oh my God, I need more patrons because I am buying it. I want to buy myself that new Canon camera, the MX something or other. But if anybody would like to go to my Patreon page, I would really, really appreciate it because, like Tim said, I need to buy new equipment. And I'm not going to answer this phone. I'm sorry. I'm ending the stream right now. Please, Jonathan, I'll talk about anal sex next time. I love you all. And bye-bye. Bye.